Alright, I'm on APBA Go in my 68 replay, 1968 replay, and this is the opening day game between the Giants and the Mets. It's a pretty good Seaver-Marichal matchup, and I'm using the master game for this. And it's pretty cool. Right now, Marichal is a 17. Harrelson is a -1 against righties, so Marichal must be a 16 normally, and he bumps up to a 17. Pluses are good for the batter, minuses are good for the pitcher. So Buddy Harrelson's leading it off against Juan Marichal. And this is a 34-31, and then they roll for the fielder column to find the fielding, and it's going to be a fielding one play, and Harrelson flies out to Willie Mays for the first out. And that'll bring up Ken Boswell. And you see Boswell versus righties is a 0, so it doesn't affect Marichal, so now he goes back to his normal 16. He's also, looks like he's a Y and a Z, and he's a Q0, which is, I believe, no fatigue reduction, so he can go a while. And now we get a 64-13, and it's APBA, so it's still a strikeout. It doesn't matter if it's basic or master. 2 out, and here's Tommy Agee. Agee's a -3 versus righties. That bumps Marichal up to a 19. I like that this number always changes based on the batter's plus minus on his lefty righty. And we got a 65-35, and that's just a ground out, and we go to the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Ron Hunt against Seaver. Now, Hunt against righties is a -2, so that bumps Seaver up to an 18. So he must be a 16 normally. He's a YZ and a Q1, which is also good on pitcher fatigue, but not as good as Q0. So here we go. We got a 64, and then they do the fielder roll, and they show you the fielder roll is a 46 against the catcher, who's a 7, and it's going to be a fielding 2 play, and Hunt strikes out. So 1 out. And that will bring up Jim Davenport. Davenport against righties is a -3, bumping Seaver up all the way to a 19, which is the highest A you can be, is a 19. And there's a 63, and that's a 31, and it's going to be a fielding 1 column play for the center fielder, and he flies out to Tommy to center, and that's that. So 2 out for Willie Mays. 23 homers, 79 ribbies, and 68. And there's an 11, which is a 4, and that's a double over third. So Mays is on second with 2 out. First hit against Seaver, and that'll bring up McCovey. And now we get a 34, which was a 31. It's going to be a fielding 3 play to center, and McCovey flies out, and that's it. So yeah, A goes up to 19, and here Marichal is going to start as a 19, as Swoboda is a -3, bumping him up from 16 to 19. Then A and C would be 20, and I think A and B is like 25, something like that, up to 30. So you can even use the plus minuses on in basic if you know the ranges of the A, B, C, D. You can actually move a pitcher between A and D even in basic if you wanted to. Here's Ron Swoboda batting. And there's a 52-27, and that is just a ground ball to third, 1 out. And that'll bring up Eddie Kranepool. Kranepool is 0, so Marichal is his normal 16 here. And there's a 36, which is a 33. It's going to be a fielding 3 play for the second baseman, and now Kranepool strikes out probably because of the Y on Marichal, so it turns into a strikeout. 2 out. Here's Art Shamsky. The Y's and Z's and all that are still in effect. And there's a 15, which is this was a pitching change result based, so it was going to be an 8, but it changes to a 32. It's going to be a fielding 1 play for the right fielder Swoboda, and he makes the catch. So there is a change from the pitcher change chart based on the grade averages and all of that, and that's a nice change. And we go to the bottom of the second. Seaver back on a mound against Jimmy Ray Hart. He's a -2 versus right. He's bumping Seaver up to an 18. And here is a 52-27, and that is just an out. Charles to Kranepool, third to first, 1 out. Bring up Jack Hyatt, who's a -3 versus righties. And here's a 23-28, and that is just a grounded to short, 2 out. Bring up Jay Alou. 33 is a 7, and that's a base hit to right. So Alou is on, and that'll bring up Hal Lanier. And now we have 22-7 and a base hit. So now we have a chance to advance the runner to third. And his speed is a 16. Shamsky's arm in left is a 26. And the hit value is 35. So you would basically take the arm, you would subtract the speed, and that would be 10. 26 minus 16 is 10. And then you would subtract that from the hit value, and that gives you your chance number. And he has 25 chances out of 36 to make it the third. But with 2 out, 69%, I'm going to just stop at second. But that's pretty cool, and you get to see the numbers in action and how you use them. And that's how you learn Master Game. One of the cool things I like about Master Game is the hit values, and that you can have the same result, but it can be shallow one time and deeper the next. So that's kind of cool that you can have various hit numbers. That's one of the cool things about Master Game. First and second, 2 out for Howland, for Juan Marichal. Unfortunately, the pitcher's up, 163 average, so he didn't hit too much. Could get lucky here. Let's see. 61, and that's a 29, and it's going to be a fielding one play for the pitcher, and he's just going to bounce out to Seaver. So a couple of guys on, but couldn't do anything with it. We go top of the third, J.C. Martin. And on a 35, that's a 42 result, and he's hit by the pitch. So he's on first. And that'll bring up Ed Charles. And Ed Charles rolls a 52-27. It's going to be a fielding one play for Davenport at third, and it's a double play. So Davenport turns the double play, 5-4-3, and there are 2 outs quickly here for Tom Seaver, who wasn't too much there, 158 average, no home runs, so he wasn't much of a hitter either. And here on a 66, though, he rolls a 0, and then on a 23, he rolls a 6, and he doubles to right center field. So Seaver doubles here with 2 outs. Had 15 hits and 95 ABs. Wonder how many extra base hits he had. Runner on second, 2 out for Harrelson. And now Harrelson rolls a 64-13, and he struck him out. So we go to the bottom of the third here. Ron Hunt will lead it off against Seaver. Hunt is a -2 against righties, bumping Seaver up to an 18, and he rolls a 21, which is a 31. And it's going to be a fielding one play for the center fielder, and he makes the play, 1 out. That'll bring up Jim Davenport. He's a -3 versus righties. But he rolls a 33 and gets a base hit to right here, single to right, their 4th hit of the game. Runner on first, 1 out for Willie Mays. You see our options here. We have bunt, hit and run, and we do have steal. So depending on the player's steal letter, there are situations where you can or can't steal. Here you can. I do have the option. I'm not going to here with Mays up, but it's cool to have that option. And it's something you don't have in basic. And here is a 22, but this is a pitcher change result on the pitcher change chart, and the 7 became a 26, so it became a fielding 3 play for the second baseman Boswell, and Mays was out, Boswell the crane pool, but Davenport gets the second, so the only play was at first. But there's a change from a 7 to a 26, again something that happens in the Master Game. So now we get the runner in scoring position at second with 2 out for Willie McCovey. Covey is 0, so it does not affect Seaver's grade. And now we get a 35 and a 9, and that is a base hit through second. Jim Davenport to third. Now the question is, do we want to try and score Davenport? So now we have Davenport's speed is an 8. Agee's arm is a 33, and the hit value is 47, which is a little bit deeper than the other one. But 33 minus 8 is 25, and then 47 minus 25 is 22, so that's how they get the 22 chances. So I'm 61%, but now there's 2 out, so let's try and score them. And the defense throws to try and get Davenport. Do you want to now? Now we have to decide whether we want to advance the trail runner. I'm going to say no on the trail runner. And Davenport makes a successful advance, so we score the run. So the offense opts not to advance any more runners, and the run scores. So there you go. That's cool. There's more that you get in Master Game that you're going to get in Basic, and that's pretty cool. And you see how the calculations work, which is not really hard. arm minus speed, and then you got to get the hit value off the charts, and you subtract, and you get your chance number. So here we go. We got McCovey on first, 2 out. It's now 1-0 Giants, and Jimmy Ray Hart, who's a -2 versus righties, will bat. And he struck him out on a 13. So through 3 innings, the Giants lead it 1-0. Just wanted to give a little flavor of Master Game on APBA. It's really cool. Master Game does give you a lot more than Basic, and I like Basic. Basic's good, but Master Game, you see some of the extra stuff you get to do in the Master Game, and I just wanted to give a little preview. I'm going to be doing a lot more APBA Go Master Game, and I'm also going to be doing some cards and dice APBA Game. So hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.